Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us tonight. So, thank you for taking your time to be here with us for our campus webinar series. Title is Preparing for the Real World HR Insight for Graduating Students. So, my name is Sharvina, and I'm honored to be your first speaker for this session. On behalf of the organizing team, I would like to sincerely welcome each and every one of you. And we are truly excited to have you here as a prepare to gain valuable insights that will help us transitions and confidently from university life into the professional world. Yeah. So before we begin, I would like to take a moment to introduce our amazing team leaders and their respective teams who work hard to make this event possible. So first of all, our special guest senior HR is Sisa Sri Edward, and again myself, Sharvina, Delia, Ilya, Nurashikin, Lydia, Maimuna, Alicia, dan Anbarasi. So let us give them a virtual round of applause for their dedication and teamwork is organizing this event. So yeah, and we hope tonight's session will provide you with practical knowledge on resume writing, interview strategies, and networking skills and salary negotiation. All essential tools for the graduating to students entering the workforce. So without further delay, I would like now to pass the session to our second speaker, Nurashikin, who will provide an overview of today's event. So thank you once again for joining us, and I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you.
Hey, hi everyone. So now I will take this time that we not want to waste any time anymore. So before we want to start, I would like to encourage each and every one of you here, you guys, if you are comfortable, you can open your camera so that it will be like an interaction session with all of us here, so that it won't be seeing just boxes and all that. We would like to see your face as well. And without further delaying, I would like to welcome our speaker for the day, Hisha Edward, Mrs. Hisha Edward. So I would like to invite her. So let us all give a virtual round of applause for her, and let us greet and welcome her. Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Miss Isha. So thank you for joining us for this today's event. No matter you have a lot of work, I'm so glad to have you as here with us to share your knowledge and background about in this quiet world that we all are. To the audience here, I just want to introduce you a little introduction about Hisha. Like before this, Hisha was one of our teammates as well, but due to some reason, she could not join us. But Hisha was, to say very genuinely, like she was a very, very good member in our group beforehand, and because she was very a person that was very engaging, like she was keep on giving us tasks, and like she was like a head leader for whatever that we want to do. So from there we know that she's a very experienced person and into the industry level and everything. So I just want to tell you more about Hisha, that she's a senior HR in her environment and her company that she's working on. She has many good years of experience. No matter how much we are struggling in this industry to get jobs, and newly graduate persons that we want to how we want to get jobs and all that. So Hisha is a very good person that we can look for advice and all that. So thank you, Hisha, for joining. So without further anything, I would like to give this time to Hisha. Let her start with a small introduction about herself and her background and how that she came into this industry. And for this whole of this year. Yes. To you,
All
Hisha.
right, so thank you. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank you, like the organizing team, for inviting me to be your guest speaker tonight. So it's truly an honor to be here and share this session with you, all of you. So when I was like preparing for today, so I asked myself, like, what do students actually need before entering the workforce? Like, not theory, not textbook answers, but practical, like real insight from the HR perspective. So if you ask me, I wasn't in the HR industry at all. So I had diploma in graphic design, a totally different industry from HR. So how I get into HR worlds, like after just right after my SPM, like I didn't study. I went to work. Like I was working part-time and I was working full-time for a company as admin. And then I joined diploma during the COVID time, but it was online. I had graphic design. Why graphic design? Because I was like really, really interested in the arts. And I'm still good at arts, but yeah. So I joined this diploma and I was still working, like working for a company as admin, like 1 year plus. And then I joined another company that's where like my HR pet came. So how? So I joined as admin as usual, like the first job. Then I slowly developed into senior admin and then senior HR. So at last I was like a senior HR, the sole HR working for 6 years in the same company. So I didn't take my degree at all. I did like small courses in HR, all everything in the HR, like short courses, never a degree. So that is where like HR pet begin. So still in the HR and still growing in the HR. So this is the introduction and my background.
Yes, it's quite
Okay.
interesting. It's quite how to say, quite new for us, because like I thought that you were in the HR industry, but it's good to know that you also in the graphic designing and perspective and all that, and you join as a HR. Yes, so yes, Isha, I just want to know, because all of us here, like frequently, we all what that we go through is like, what is the biggest challenge for like a newly graduate person to move into an industry to get a job? Like you see, like everyone is like, to be very open, like whatever that we studied, as example, if like I'm taking BBA, bachelor's in admin, but sometimes to get the job is very difficult, but I can get it in another kind of field, like as you say, because you studied in another field and you are a senior HR, and based on experience wise. So what is the biggest challenge and how that you want to go through it in that kind of scope?
I will say that whatever potential that you have will never be missed in the interview. Even though it's like my industry, what I studied was a graphic designer, but I ended up in HR. So the biggest challenge, I will say that actually candidates took it like really wrong, that whatever they studied, they do it at work. It's totally wrong. It's totally a different studies and work. It's like a totally different parts. So they really need to be ready, they even before they begin to look for work. Workforce. So yeah, so today like I want to give like few resume secrets to beat the filters and get noticed. So if you let me, I can explain few resume secrets here.
Sure, Isha, that would be very a great pleasure for us to know if you can give us that kind of tips, like for all the audience here, for them also to know. Yeah.
All right. So let me be honest with you guys. Like your resume has two jobs. One, pass the system. Second, impress the human, because not every employer like needs I mean, not every employer is same. All of them are different and all of them are not robots. They are human beings. So many companies today use like ATS system. It's applicant tracking system. So that means before HR even reads your resume, a system scans for keywords in your resume. So if the job description says that project management, reporting, coordination, and your resume doesn't contain all those keywords, it may not even reach HR. So what you guys need to do is always tailor your resume to match the description. So whenever you apply for a job, make sure the keywords of the job description need to be in your resume. So whenever the resume go into the ATS system, it will capture it and the resume will be picked for a shortlisting. So many fresh graduates, like, they write hardworking, responsible, team player, good communication skills. I mean, all of us have that. So from a HR perspective, those words are like empty. Like, there's nothing. Everyone can be hardworking. Everyone can be responsible, right? So instead of writing responsible for social media, write manage Instagram account, increase engagement by 40% in 3 months. Like, you need to be specific about what you really did. And right, like instead of involved in event planning like you guys are doing right now, so right, coordinated a campus event for 200 students and manage a 3,000 budget. So it's like really telling the employer what you really did in your degree time. So this is like really for the fresh graduates. So numbers like show impact. So it's really important that you put all the keywords in the resume. So the second is interview edge. So not only they're gonna ask questions related to the positions, they will definitely ask about behavioral questions. So when HR asks you, tell me about the time you face a challenge. So we are not like testing your memory. So we are just testing how you think, how you solve problems, and how you reflect. So uh, I'm pretty sure that everyone will have a challenge, face a challenge during their degree time and how they solve it. So basically, you guys can use those things in your interview as a fresh graduate. And also, I would like to give you a really good tips on resume part. You guys can also mention all the time that you were appreciated by the lecturer, any projects that you have done in your degree period, or any kind of volunteers that you guys done during degree, or even in a real life scenarios. So you guys can mention in your resume. So these are the tips that I have for like resumes. Hope you guys, I hope that this will be like beneficial for all of you that gonna graduate soon, or later, or in the first year or second year.
Yes, so thank you, Isha. I think that is a very good tips because if you ask me as myself before previously, what I always will put in my resume is like very general. Like I'll say, okay, I'm a responsible person, I'm a hardworking person, I'm good at that. But as you said that we have to put in detail, like what that we are, like as you say, like I know how to do, I can manage a social media account, I can do that, I can do this. Like you are trying to implement here and telling us that we should tell in detail that what we know what to do instead of being like general kind of thing, right? So another thing that I want to ask is that Isha, like you told that okay, this is all the tips that we want to put in a resume so that it can go through the ATS system and we can be shortlisted and all that. But does it like take it like for example, like if our resume looks like quite boring, or do we have to be like creative in sense like color wise or kind of template wise? Is there any specific kind of thing, or we can just do it like a normal kind of thing and just make it like the contents a bit creative in that? Is that also included in the like the HR, like would be a thing which they'll see?
Honestly, right, with the ATS system that I mentioned, your creative resume will be rejected totally with the ATS system. So the ATS system normally will be used by a big corporates, not the SMEs. SMEs means small and medium enterprises. They won't use this ATS system. The human will be scanning all your resumes. So whenever you apply for a big corporates, big company, you have to be like a very, very base. You need to use like very basic resume. Actually, in the end, right, I will share my number. So whoever that need help to tailor their resume or need help with their resume, they can actually WhatsApp me. So I don't mind helping you guys tailor your resume. So back to the question. So if you're applying for a big, big corporate, don't use creative, colorful, and emojis. Never do that because the ATS system will automatically reject your resume. But also for the creative field like graphic design, interior design, they can definitely use a colorful, creative. Actually, it's like helpful for the employer. It means it shows your work, it's colorful and nice. So this is what I've been coming like in 7 years in HR. I seen like thousands of resumes. You guys put your house address in the resume. No, definitely don't do that. No house address. The employer not gonna come to your house. If you're staying at I don't know, Bangsa, just put Bangsa KL. If you're in Ampang, just put Ampang Selangor. Don't ever put your full house address because you've been applying for a in a online platform. We won't know that your house address like going around. So don't ever do that. And also your skills, like I mentioned earlier, your skills should be not like hardworking and so on. You put that if you have skills in Canva, you can put Canva like Adobe. If you have experience in using any accountant software like SQL, put those things. Avoid putting that you're hardworking, you're responsible. Employer won't ever look that. They only look for what skills you have in a software. So I won't say you need to use basic or colorful. It depends on your field actually. Like I mentioned, for basic, you need to apply for corporates, big corporates. You do a very, very basic resumes. If you're in a graphic field, graphic design field, and arts field, do a really nice resume. So yeah, I hope this answer your question.
Yes, it did. And it's a very quite interesting kind of tips that you gave us here. So because all this while we all thought like resume, like we can just put like this, and no wonder like why some people are getting rejected and they don't even know the reason behind it. Like I gave a good resume, then why is it being rejected? So I think this is the details where we need to know like when we giving up when we want to bring a resume to apply for a job and something like that. And another question before we stop and go for the second session, I just want to ask that is it we need to put like a picture of us ourselves, like a portrait picture in our resume? Because I see like few of that are not like some people don't even put their pictures, and some might put like like not like a professional picture like a passport size picture, or they'll just use like a like stylish kind of picture. So is that one also will be a point where they will see like, oh, okay, this girl, they'll just see your appearance and judge you, or like they will just see into your details and all that? And also like Kisha, maybe you can tell us like is it like experience wise we have to insert that in our resume? Because as you say, like we don't even know what the HR will look at overall in our resume. So yeah, this is the question.
Actually, I will say it's neutral. It depends on the company actually. If you want to put a professional picture, you can definitely can. There is no distraction or anything. So I will just say that avoid putting a stylish picture. That's definitely a red flag. Yeah, so just put a passport size picture that look professional. You're in a blazer, coat, or any kind of professional attire rather than putting a stylish photo like a selfie or a picture with your boyfriend. No, definitely no. I seen all these resumes when I was working in my previous company. So this person that put a picture that with her boyfriend in the resume, I don't know who gonna work, her or together, I don't know. It's like super weird. So don't ever put a stylish picture. Just put a professional picture. And also, I'll say the same thing again. If you're applying for a big corporates, I think it'll be you need to avoid putting a picture because the ATS system will never detect the pictures and everything. Oh, this person look beautiful. I need to hire this person. No, there's no such thing. Your skills matter. Your experience matter. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Hisha. And I feel that just like I'm gonna ask you like a tips maybe like you can give what should that we like students like who's like newly graduated like they want to do a resume, what is the
Mhm.
thing point that they have to put in their mindset while doing the resume, like what are the things they need to include in their resume, like what kind of session, what kind of things they need to do, like how many section, and because like some of them like they just follow the template in Canva, and some like
Mhm.
okay they just copyright from their like their sisters or their friends or some of their resume, you know that because we won't know like the latest kind of like thing what they need required in a resume. So maybe you can just give us like a 3 or 5 tips for the audiences so that they will know when okay they need to amend and make their resume looks way more better than what they having previously. Yeah.
Yeah, can actually you can put your name on the top of the resume. If you want to put your picture, you can put on the left or right, wherever you prefer. And put your latest expert. If you're working part-time during a degree or something else, you can put also it doesn't have to be related to your studies. Just put anything here. You volunteer, you work part-time like retail in Starbucks, coffee shops, any kind of thing. So you put your experience below your name, means below your name put about me. In about me you can like literally write about yourself, like what field you studied, what field you studied and what kind of experience you have. It doesn't have to be like really long, just a short about me. And then below the about me you can start putting your experience. If you have worked before or volunteer before, the latest one will be go at the up, and then follow whatever experience you have, and then you can put your education as well. Don't okay, for your SPM, right, you don't have to put your grades at all. We don't, as a HR myself, I don't care if you've taken a C, E, or A in your SPMs. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry if the background a bit noisy. It's okay, right?
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay, so yeah, don't ever put your list down your grade. You have 5C and 5B. It's not like related at all for the job like you're gonna apply. So in education, you can put diploma, degree, where you did your diploma degree and what course. And I will suggest that in degree, if you have degree, right, you can put your CGPA, so how much you taken, because some of the big corporates, they have a preference actually. So this is like happened in my previous job. So the head of department will be asking, I want a person with this CGPA for this role. So I will recommend putting your CGPA in the degree or diploma section. And then you can put your skills below that, whatever skills you have. And then below the skills, you can put whatever achievements that you have achieved, not in the high school, but what when you step into the college or university, whatever achievements like project, you are the lead, whatever happened in the end, whatever the outcome is. So you can put all those things. So yeah, I think this is like basic resume section for fresh graduates.
Okay, I think that's a very good tips. So thank you so much, Isha, for sharing about the first part, which we talk more and detail about a resume for how you want to apply a job and all that. And there's a very good tips that even for me as a person who was working in the industry for quite a long time, also I think I needed this advice as well, for me to know about this. So thank you, Isha. Okay, so before we go into the next segment, where we'll talk in more detail about we can get more information from Isha about thing. I think it's a quite interesting part as first section. So I hope you guys are not getting bored from what Isha is talking, and we can go to the next section. So before that, Maimuna has put the questions in the chat box here. So this is the first question. So sorry that my teammate Maimuna is having some technical issues. So I'll read you guys out the question here, and you can just put the answers. Maybe can just take what is your answers, A, B, C, or D, the options. Then we will choose the correct answers and the fastest one to answer as well. Okay, first question. Oh, before I'm reading the question, there's people who answered already, so it's good. So, but I just read it again. What is the main function of an applicant tracking system, ATS, which has been explained by Ms. Hisha just now? So you guys can put in the answer. A, stores resume and sorts them by date of submission. B, filters resumes based on keywords and qualifications. C, evaluates candidate skill automatically. And D, ranks candidates based on education level. So I think most of us has put in the answer. So Maimuna, you can take note who is the fastest to answer the question and also the correct one. Okay, thank you guys for answering the first question. And maybe we'll go to the second one. Maimuna, is there a second question? Or is only one question? Hey, there's a second question here, everyone. So why should a resume focus on results rather than just tasks? A, to show measurable impact and achievements. B, to demonstrate responsibility and consistent effort. C, to list all duties clearly. And D, to make the resume longer and appear more professional. So you guys can state your answer in the chat box. You guys are quite fast here. We'll give it another 1 minute, then we'll move to the last question before we move into our second session with Hisha. Okay, the last question for this first part. How can a fresh graduate highlight experience without formal work history? A, include relevant project internship and volunteer work. B, focus on coursework and academic achievements. C, emphasizes hobbies and personal interests. And D, leads any leadership position regardless of relevance. Okay. I'm quite impressed with you guys. You guys are so fast in answering this question and so engaging to us. Thank you so much. Okay, so that move on to our last questions and all that. So thank you everyone for joining this Q&A session based on our first part with Hisha. So now we'll move into our second session. We will be moving in more detail about our industrial level and what we can expect and what kind of requirements and all that. So I would like to invite Hisha again, and let's move on to our second part.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Isha. So thank you, Isha, for just sharing us for the first part, which we focus more and we talk more about resume and all that, how that we should prepare. So, Isha, I just want to ask you now, we will move on and we talk more about skills, like whatever that we studied in our uni level, like whatever we have in our theory class, So how that we can use that into like making into a physical wise that we move into a industrial level, like as a newly grad person and also like a new person that is going to work in a new industrial area which they don't have any background, which they don't have any experience. So like you can see some companies they take in new graduate, new experience, like they'll state there like no experience needed, and you can try to apply for jobs and all that. So in that kind of perspective, like what kind of aspects and skills like most rated that we can use, that okay we can show our best in that so that we can get the job easily rather than having the difficulties for them to get us shortlisted. So any tips on and any talk on that?
I mean, actually, when you're studying, right, there's a lot of skills that be useful for your work era, like a team project. You're doing a group assignments, right? So you're in a team, working in a team. That's one of the skills. You use that in the workforce, actually. You'll be working with the team, how you communicate. So it's like, it's one of the skills when you work. So another thing that your assignments have a due date, right? So you gotta finish the assignment within the due date. So it's one of the skills as well you use in a workforce. There will be a due date for a task that you have to finish it within the due date. So that's all the skills when you're studying prepare you for the workforce, like the working era that you're going to enter. So whatever you guys are doing in the diploma degree, whatever uh assignments, the teamwork, the communication with the lecturer, the questions you ask, the focus, every single thing will be useful in the workforce. So yeah, there isn't any person in the world that say I have no skills to enter the workforce. There is a lot of skills. Even if you're talking just now, Delia, right? So Delia, when you're talking, you have a good communication skills. That'll be very useful when you like, I mean, you're already working, right? So it'll be very useful for your work. You communicate with the manager, the team. So it is useful, right? It's one of the skills. So I will say that you have skills. There isn't any person that without skills. So use that wisely in your resume. Like look for whatever skills you have, whatever you've done in your diploma and degree. So use it wisely. And during the interview time, you could explain all that for the fresh graduates. Like, so for fresh graduates, use those things to explain to your interviewer if they ask anything about the skills. Just tell them any kind of skills that you learn and then you did during your diploma and degree. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Isha, for that. I feel that the skills also is a very important aspect for us to, see on that when we want to apply for jobs and also go for an interview and all that. So Isha, maybe you can share us like your experience. Like I think you have like interviewed so many candidates and all that. So like what kind of skills that you expect from a person when they come for an interview? Like example, like if the person is like quite introvert, and they
Mm-hmm.
like very shy to talk, like they don't know how to talk and don't know how to start, and like what should I do and all that. So maybe can you share like some tips and experience, like what should we do and what we should not do, like five do and five do not do kind of tips, like how that we can give our soft skills in applying and going forward for like this kind of jobs and all that.
Sure. So I myself an introvert as well. So when
Mhm.
I first like enter into a workforce, I'll like get really, really nervous when I get go into the interview rooms. Like I'll like blur, I'll lose focus. I don't know what am I even talking in the room. So don't be nervous. Like if you don't know the answer for the questions, just say anything about your experience. So this is the tips that I've been using all this while. So if you don't know, like don't understand the question, please be honest, like ask them, I don't understand, can you like elaborate the questions? So something like that. Don't be like blur and nervous and like looking up. So just look at them straightly in the eyes and talk. Ask them if can you give me a moment. So if you want to drink water, you can let them know. So the interviewer will be understanding. So don't like be nervous and scared to answer or ask anything. So be open and be transparent about your skills and experience and everything. So I will say that if you're going for an interview, right, don't go with expectation. So you will have an expectation that I need to do this well, I need to get this job. So be well prepared. Don't be like, ah, I can definitely do that. Like too overconfident, don't. So be prepared, research the company, research your job description, your responsibility, and each and every single thing they're gonna ask in the interview. So be well prepared before entering the interview room. So yeah, hopefully this answer your question.
Yes, I feel like these tips, like I feel like can help many of us out there, like because some of us will be like very like, how do I need to talk, before like the before the day of the interview, they will be like running high and low, like so stressed and all that. What, how should I prepare myself? So I think this kind of skills, I think like as you mentioned, like just be yourself and go ahead and talk and do whatever like you feel you can do that. This I think is quite helpful and all that. So Hisha, I just want to ask like these skills and all that, what is the difference like if like now that for the I'm talking based on fresh graduate people,
Mhm.
like they for because they don't even know how the industrial place environment looks like and how it works, like they only have the experience what they studied in uni life and uni kind of days and all that. So how they can move that kind of skills into the industrial level, like okay, this skill we should not bring that, and this skill we should not, like we should overcome and sharpen our skills in this. Like example I'm talking about, like okay, we have to have the leadership skill because some company like expects, okay, you have to have leadership skills, you have to work fast, you have to be like multitask. Some companies like have their different aspects of skills and all that. So but what is the main thing like each and every company will look for, like the things, the main skill, like you can give us like the three main skills, like okay, that every one of us maybe we can think about that skills, so that even though that we don't even like how to say, like we're not comfortable in it, maybe we can and learn and we can sharpen it and we can move, push it out, no matter like even though we are introvert or we are not a person that can talk to. So maybe you
Mhm.
can share with us with that part.
Yeah, actually there's like important three skills. The first is like you really need to be coming out of your comfort zone. So you can't expect a company to be in your way, so they'll be in their way. So there'll be a lot of changes in a work environment, including managers, teams, and the people that working with you. So you need to be like adaptive. So you need to adapt to the changes of environment or any kind of things in the office. So you can't be like comfort. I am like this. I won't change. I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. No, never. You need to like come out of your comfort zone, and you need to explore lah. I will say explore everything. Explore like as long as you need. There isn't a limit to explore. So explore everything. And then second, I will say that potential. So if you're doing something, you need to have a potential in that. If you don't have, you won't like there won't be any performance, there won't be any changes. So if you're doing something, you need to have a potential in that. So these two skills are like very important, potential and adaptability. And the third, I will say that I will say maybe if you're thinking that yourself doesn't have much skills, it's a no problem for a fresh graduate. Because if your company hiring for a fresh graduates, like they will definitely train you for the position and role. So don't be like scared that this job won't be fit for yourself. So there will be training every company will conduct. So if you're fast learner, good for you. So if you're slow learner, don't worry about that. So current technology, it's like a very wide. So there's a lot of platforms that you can learn every single day. Even YouTube, we have ChatGPT and everything. So use those platforms for yourself. If you're a slow learner. So also the company will provide all the trainings and necessary things to sharp your skills and everything. So don't be nervous and scared. Just go for it.
Yeah. It's quite interesting tips, like how do you have to adapt to the company and all that. Thank you, Isha, for sharing this
Yeah.
knowledge of yours. But I just want to ask, how about the person, like, okay, now they are going to join the company newly, like for a weekend, but they have that fear in themselves. Maybe I'm trying to divert yourself, like encouraging like a motivational talk like that. But like,
Mhm.
what kind of like things that you can tell people that who are like they have the fear in themselves, like they want to go for it, and they like they are scared to talk to people. They want to like, oh no, I just want to be myself. I don't want to talk to the person when they are in the company as well, like because there's like many of them in the company, their colleagues and all that. But how do you like tell the person, like for a person that who is struggling to have that fear, how to overcome that fear in this kind, even though they're working in a small company or a huge company with many kind of people in it. So how you will tell that?
I will say that being quiet and introvert, it's not a weakness actually. So some people are quiet and introvert, but their work will be like perfect. So you don't have to be like extrovert to be in a company and all that. There is like quiet and introvert person. Their performance is like really good. Like myself, I don't talk much in a company, but I do my work. I do everything that my manager or boss asked me to do. So I will say that quiet and introvert, it's not a flaw. But if you want to overcome that fear of talking to people, I will say that you like have to train even in the diploma and degree phase. You need to like talk to people, even if it's not a people, you can join any classes, like get to know them, talk to them, talk about your skills and everything. So like make friends, I would say. Don't be an introvert if you want to work in a customer service. You definitely need to talk to people every single day. So you can't be an introvert and working at customer service. So yeah, if you're choosing an industry that not like related to you, then it's a different thing.
Mm-mm.
So to overcome, make friends, talk to people. If you have a social media, just post it out and join classes, make friends, and overcome the fear of talking. And I'll actually also say that when you join a company and they expect you to be an extrovert, talk to people every day, you'll be used to it if you keep doing it. So there's no such thing as flaw that being introvert and silent and quiet.
Yes, I think this is the last point which you told me. I feel it's very accurate because as for me, like before previously I joined a company which was very new to me. I don't even know anyone. I was like everyone's looking at me one kind, but when
Yeah.
you mingle with them, you talk to them, if you go through the situation, I think by time you itself will change and
Yes,
you will
exactly.
go through it and all that. So thank you, Isha, for this. And I think there is a question has been asked by Eliza Nazwa. She asked that do we need to change our skills in our resume every time we interview in a different field or sector?
Actually, okay, yeah. This is like a very, very important question. So I want to mention that um if you're applying for a job, a specific job, right? Your resume need to like match the job description in the company that you're gonna apply. So every time you're gonna apply for a company, I advise you guys to like change your resume a little bit. I know it's like a hectic job, you need to change every single time, but if you want a job, you like really need to have changed a little bit. Like I mentioned, the keywords similar to the job description, but don't just put the whole job description in your resume. That's a red flag. They're gonna like, are you really work here before? Okay, they got that question gonna pop. So yeah, you have to like change your skills a little bit to the job that you're gonna apply. I
Yes,
hope
I
it
think
answered your question, Elisa, right?
Yeah, she just asked that question. As you said that you need to change every time that but
Mhm.
if is it like possible, like, okay, that same resume, but we don't change, but during the interview that we mention it, like, okay, now I'm like doing this, and so is it that appreciable, or is it better that you change in the resume itself better than being physically explaining to that person during the interview?
Actually, if you don't want to change your resume every time, like myself, I don't want to change my resume every single time. So I will do a cover letter. So if I'm applying for a company, so I will use a cover letter for the particular company that like I want to express that I have matching skills, I have this and that according to the company. So every time I will change my cover letter, not my resume. So you can either do both. You want to change your resume or you want to change your cover letter. So cover letter basically explaining why you're fit for that job. So you can definitely explain in detail in the cover letter, like in a paragraph or two or three paragraph, like not a whole karangan, no, not a whole essay, just a little bit about your experience and skills matching to their job description. Yeah.
Mhm. Thing that replies to all our question and what that we have been going through our mind all this while.
Yeah.
So Hisha, I just want to ask that now we are going for an interview, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, sometimes that we are not prepared for the questions, like how do we answer to the question? An example that they ask you, okay, what do you expect from yourself, like, tell me about yourself. So what kind of answer should we give? Do we have to give it like a general, or like because sometimes they say like, okay, you should not talk like this, you should talk in this way, because there's like many, I think, like everywhere in social media there's people who are giving tips, like, okay, you have to answer like this during an interview, like you should
Mm-hmm.
not talk like very general, you should not talk in this way. So is there specific, like, how do we have to answer the questions during the interview, like what kind of way that we should answer, like we should avoid this kind of replies, we should avoid these kinds of answers to give it to the person that we are interviewing?
I will say that you can be transparent, but you can't be fully transparent. So sometimes a little bit that you have to hide the real truth to explain to them. So what will I say that it depends on who are interviewing you. So if the person like really strict, not smiling at all, like very serious, then you have to be ready to face the challenge. Like you have to answer it like very very professionally. Some companies they're like friendly and they're like the questions are like very casual. You can be casual but not too casual. They just checking like if you have any red flags, so be careful on that. So and also actually I do have one method that I use to get the job right now. So what was that is that I think most of you are familiar with the STAR, right? Can I explain the STAR method right now?
Sure, sure, go ahead.
Okay. So what is the STAR method? So as for like a situation, T for task and A for action and R for result. So if they ask like hey, do you face challenge in your degrees, this is and that. So the first thing is like situation, what happened? The second task, what was your responsibility? Action, what did you personally do? And the result, like what was the outcome? So an example, like during my internship, two team members had a misunderstanding about the project responsibilities. My role was to assist the supervisor. I clarify expectation with both parties and facilitate a short discussion. As a result, the project was completed on time. So notice something important. Focus on your action, not that we did, but I did. So before every interview, prepare three stories. Like this is very important. A challenge story, a teamwork story, and a leadership story. So you need to have a situation and what was the task that you have to do and what you really did and what was the outcome, like what was the result. So if you cannot clearly explain your internship or project experience in 1 minute. So you are not really prepared yet. So be well prepared before going to the interview. So before I attend an interview that I worked for 6 years, right? So I will paste the video link, the YouTube video link in the chat box, so you guys can watch as well. The video is like very, very beneficial for the STAR method that I used back in like, I don't know, 4, 6 years ago. So later end of this session, I will paste the link in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Isha. I feel it's a very good tips about the STAR method that you have told us here. I think many of us, I think, as me, I think I guess I'm so backdated because I'm not so sure about this as newly now I knew about this and all that. So Isha, I just want to ask, like applying for a job, like do we have to like going for an interview, okay, now we are selected for that specific company in that all that. Do we have to learn about the company's background or do like how to say like need to impress that was in that company. So do we have to like know about their our last session with you? So I'll start with the next question, which was frequently asked and with us for us to ask you. So how about the networking part and also about the salary based part, which we know that we'll have the expectation that okay, this is our limit that we want. So do we have to expect that when we enter a organization, or we should be prepared on whatever they give? Because in this time, like we know that we want a stable income for what we want to earn, and is it will affect that, okay, example that we have a degree holder, so our salary will based on that, or will be based on experience wise. So how your feedback on this?
So regarding the fresh grad salary negotiation, so fresh graduate doesn't mean you're working for free. You learn a lot of things during your diploma and degree. So before your interview, make sure you research about industry salary range. So this industry, how much is their salary range? The position that you're applying for, how much is the salary range? The company size, the role, responsibilities. If they have listed like 20 responsibility and they're gonna give just a basic 1.7, no, it's really a big no, it's a red flag. So instead of saying that I want 4,000, if they ask you like what is your salary expectation, don't just say I want 4,000, I want 5,000. No. So you should say that may I understand the salary range allocated for this position. So some might answer and some might don't answer. If the offer is like lower than expected, you can say based on my internship experience and skill set, is there flexibility within the allocated range? Means you can question. There is a freedom for you to like negotiate for salary. So notice the tone of the interviewer. It's very, very important. So be like confident, be calm, respectful. So confidence should never sound like very aggressive. Don't just say like, I want 4,000, cannot negotiate. No, don't ever say that. So also remember this, your first salary matters, but your long-term growth matters more. So if you're going to join in the company, it matters that you stay a little bit long, not just work for 1 to 3 months and then left. So choose roles that develop your skills, not just your pay. But I know that pay is very important as well. So if your skills fulfill their roles, then of course go for the negotiation. So it's like really, really important that you research about the company and the salary range before you entering into the interview room. So regarding the networking part, so not all jobs are posted like in online platform. Some positions are filled like internally, means I'm in a company and I'm the head of HR, and some might recommend their cousin, their sister, or even internally. I'm just an executive and I want to go into the senior executive. So some roles are like apply like in an internally part. So some fill through referrals, like I said, this is my cousin, she's really good, so recommend. So some are filled before even they are publicly advertised. So that means you only rely on job portals and you are competing with thousands of applicants. So what can you do? Start building visibility. So optimize your LinkedIn profile. Make sure you upload and update every single thing in your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile, it's like professional. Don't update that you went out for a date night. No, never do that. It's like what skills you have, your internship, about yourself, your experience. So optimize your LinkedIn profile. So connect with industry professionals. LinkedIn is like a free platform for you to use for your career path and everything. So if you want to message or email the employer or for a company, use the LinkedIn and also follow companies that you're interested in. So know their steps, what they're updating and everything. So attend career events. There'll be a lot of career events happening in Sunway Pyramid and all those things. So there is one Facebook group for that. I will share that too as well in the chat box later. So you can get into the group. So they will update if there's any career events that happening around Klang Valley and everything. So stay in touch with your internship supervisors. So this is what networking do when you like not introvert, you love to talk to people. So it's really important part for networking. So if you want to like message someone in LinkedIn, like keep it simple, like, hi, I'm a final year student interested in opportunities within your company. Don't like send a whole paragraph. They don't really need just a simple text, professional, short, and respectful. So networking is not begging for a job. It is like building a professional relationship, and relationships open doors for you actually. So please use LinkedIn and any kind of online platforms wisely. It will be very, very helpful for your career path. All
Yeah, I
right.
got
I
two
hope.
questions to ask Isha actually because to talk about just now about the salary base and also the networking. When it comes to like the salary base, is it like applicable for us to ask the boss like can we request for a salary base? Are we should we like do we should do that, or like we should just accept like whatever they gave us and all that? But because when I we see like sometimes when we ask like, okay, I expect this kind of salary and all that based on my experience because I have worked this much. I'm talking about like the person like who have experience, not about fresh graduates and all that. So is it like for us is like do we have can we ask that kind of question? Because when we ask some of them like they will just cut us off, like they won't get back to us because this kind of question we ask, they will feel that why are we questioning them, because what they can give is what they can give. So is it like should we can ask that kind of question or should we avoid it? And another thing that I want to ask, like based on the networking as you told just now, like what kind of platform we feed which is like very acquired to apply example, like is it Indeed is the most frequent one and everyone use, or should we like go through all the platform, example like Job Street, Indeed, Jora, even Facebooks they have nowadays, and but sometimes like Facebooks they have like is like not accurate. Like some they have like scams. We apply and they would bring us to another website that it's like a scam kind of this kind of thing. So which one that we can trust more, and which one is like more accurate that we can trust and apply is like a tips or something like that.
So when you mention some companies like cut you off, ghost you, right? Then you know
Yes.
the answer that's not the company for you. It's a big red flag. Let me be like honest. I'm not sugarcoating anything. There is flaws in companies as well. Not as a candidate, we have flaws too. Even a company has flaws. So if they cut you off, if they ghost you, then that's not the company for you. You have to explore more. Don't just expect on only one company. So I will say that apply for as many job as you can, because currently the job market is like very, very, very worse. I will tell you honestly. So don't only depend on one company. So apply for as much as company that you can. So you know the red flags company. So if they cut you off, ghost you, and they don't even want to talk about salary, so those kind of companies you can totally avoid. Yeah. So I'm just being honest here. Um, if a company that doesn't even want to talk about salary, they only focus on the role and responsibilities, and you don't even have the freedom to talk about the salary negotiation and all kind of sort things, then you know that there's many more doors will open for you for your skills and experience. Don't only depend on one company. So your second question was which platform to trust, right? So I will be honest in this part as well. Indeed, like it's a free platform, so there will be a lot of scams and everything. So make sure when you use Indeed to apply for a job, you can see the company name at the up. You have to like search in the Google the company first, that if it's legit company or not. So for job street there isn't any scams, because employer will pay to post the job. So scammers don't like pay to do the scam. So job street you can trust 100%, but I will say there will be no scam, but there will be red flag company. So this part we cannot avoid. And also if you're looking for a big corporate and very like professional roles, you can go for LinkedIn. So that's why I say update your LinkedIn profile. And so when you apply for jobs in LinkedIn, they will look at your profiles and everything. So not just for applying, but for visibility, I will say, because even if you apply in job street, sometimes they will ask for your LinkedIn profile. So they just want to see how well managed you are. And also some companies actually, they have a career page in their website. So don't only depend on these online platforms. Go into the company that you're interested in. Go into their website and look for a career page and apply there as well. So even if you are in internship, right? So don't take it very lightly about your internship. Internship is like a big part of your career path. So when you're working, your performance is like really good. Some employers, they want you full time there after your internship. So do your internships like really well. Whatever skills you learn in diploma and degree, use it on your internship. So I hope this answer your question.
Yes, it really. But I have another two. I mean, like from my part, I have one question, and there's a question came up from the platform by Eliza Nazo again. She asked that, does achievement matters less than working experience in resume, especially for a fresh graduate?
Does achievement matter less than working experience? Okay, example, right? I will say that not everyone have to achieve something, right? So working experience and skills more matter. So if you guys want to know how I get my current job, so when I went to the interview, I forgot my resume at home. I never done that, but I did. Okay, it's unfortunate, but because I was traveling from overseas, so I didn't have my resume with me. It's a red flag for the interviewer, right? It's a very big red flag. This person doesn't even bring resume. It's a big deal for them. So I did get that job. How? It's my performance, how I perform the interview. It's matter, guys. Your resume is not matter. It is matter for shortlisting and everything. But if you get shortlisted, make sure be well prepared for the interview. But don't follow my steps. Please bring your resumes with you. So yeah, your achievements also matter, and your working experience also matters. It depends, actually, it depends on the company. it's not that every employer want the same thing. Different employer, they want different things. So yeah, it's not that achievements more matter than working experience.
So another last question for the session, I just want to ask, like you have mentioned that LinkedIn profile you have to be updated and everything, but is it like now we applying jobs because we are once we apply job we apply in every website which we get the chance we will apply in every platform, and also like if one company they apply the job in LinkedIn they also apply the same job in job as well, so like they also will post it in the same like how we search they will also post it every platform as well. So I just want to ask, like, which is the main thing or the first one, like the company will ask if they will take the application from. So which one? Is it LinkedIn or JobStreet or through their profile, the company profile, email, or which one?
Actually, it depends on the employer, because if they're posted on LinkedIn and also JobStreet, they're gonna look over everything. It doesn't have that I will only select the profiles, the resumes from LinkedIn. I only select from JobStreet. There's no such thing. Like myself, if I post any role, I will post in JobStreet and LinkedIn as well, on Indeed as well, and I will post on Facebook as well. So I will take all of the resumes from all of the platforms. It doesn't matter where you apply, it matters you apply. So don't worry about that you have to use LinkedIn only, you have to use JobStreet only. Use every platform, apply from every platform. You don't have to worry. If your resume looks super perfect, they will definitely shortlist.
Nice, thanks much, Hisha. And before that, we want to end this session. I'll just move this section to Lydia because she'll have an open question for everyone. If everyone wants to have a questionnaire to Miss Isha, if you have a personal, I think there's one person, Ilya, wants to ask a question. I think before that, I'll just pass this session to Lydia so she can take over for this session. Yeah. Hi, Lydia, are you there?
I'm here. My background is too noisy.
Hello, Lydia. I think you have to increase your volume. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you clearly. It's like your voice is too low.
Can you
Maybe
hear me,
can-
guys?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for this Q&A sessions. Okay, if any one of you have any questions in this room, feel free to drop in the chat or raise your hands to ask to our speaker. So I have a few questions to ask as well. Give me a moment. So, Miss Hisha, you have mentioned, right? Like, it's not okay. Sorry. I have a questions where, like, how long does a HR usually spend looking at one resume to specialize it?
Actually, I will just take about few minutes. If I look at your resume and it doesn't have what I needed, it'll be 100% automatically go to rejected. We need a person, a resume that match that our role, job description. So it's very important that your resume have to match whatever written on the job description. But I won't say it need to be matched 100%, but it need to be matched like 50-50, I will say. So yeah, it does matter. I will just spend few minutes on one resume, reading the whole resume. If I look at a resume and it's like not what I wanted, it automatically go to reject.
Okay, I understand. So, if you were give one advice to the graduating student, what will it be?
Advice, I will say that okay, the advice is like, what is the main important thing? Is my background noisy?
No.
Is it okay? Okay. All right. So one of the advice that I will give you guys, that for those that who graduating, your resume is a pillar of your career path. So it's very, very important that you update your resume, your skills, your experience, you put everything in your resume. And also be well prepared for your interview. Don't be last minute preparation. No, take time, research about the company and everything, the salary range I told you about. So be well prepared before entering the interview room. Be confident. Don't be nervous. If you ever feel nervous, ask for little time to the interviewer, like, can I have a moment? Can I have a drink? So can I have a water? Can I drink water? So you don't be have to be afraid to say such things. After all, we are all humans. The interviewer also human, not robot. So they'll be understanding. So yeah, this is the tips for all of you. And also, like I said earlier, I will give my number here. You guys can definitely text me with help if you need help for resume, career advice, or any kind of things. And also I have my headhunters. So if you guys are like looking for a job for a long time, you need a job in a specific role, you guys can totally text me your resume. I will definitely help you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Isha, for that. And this is actually a personal question that I wanted to ask.
Mhm.
Okay, let's say if we are going for an interview, and sometimes some interviewers they'll be asking, do you have like any mental issues background? Like, do you have that kind of any issues with that? So, will we be like rejected because of all that thing?
Because of mental health?
Yeah.
I will say that it depends on the company actually. So I will say that every one of us sometimes will break down, and sometimes in stress we do such kind of thing. So everyone have mental health issues, even myself. I have depression disorder. Yeah, so I'm under medication. So it's not a weakness actually. But if the interviewer it's like understanding, then there's no such thing that a mental health issues person can't do a job properly. So I will say that in the interview, you don't have to mention about your mental health situation to your employer. It's not like necessary. It's your personal life and why you even apply for a job if you have a mental health issues, right? So I will advise you guys that you don't have to answer for such personal questions. You can say that you don't, and also you guys can say that I am responsible for it. You don't have to be like really, really transparent about these mental health issues. All of us have it. So yeah.
Okay. I understand. Thank you, Hisha, for that.
All
So,
right.
do anyone have any questions regarding this?
Yes, I do. I have one question for Isha. Do you think pretty privilege plays a role in interview outcomes, and how do organizations ensure fair and unbiased hiring practice?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Do you
Sorry.
do you think pretty privilege plays a role in interview outcomes?
Um, I will say that no. It depends. Like I said, you can definitely read an interviewer when you're in the interview room. So when an interviewer like the way they talk, their movements, their body language speaks louder than anything. So it depends. You don't have to be the same in every interview. If they're like very open, not strict, and then you can be yourself and explain everything, they'll be understanding. So when you enter your interview room, please read the room, like read your interviewer body language, how they talk, how they answer, how their facial expression. So it's like all of these are very important.
All right. Thank you, Hisha, for your answers. So, I think that's all for now. So, we will move to our closing. Then I'll pass to my next person.
Okay, thank you, Lydia, for that questions been asked. I hope this session is quite useful for each and everyone who came here today. And before we want to do the closing and ending, we will move to our last quiz session, the third one, before we can pass out the results and the certificate. So I will quickly ask Maimuna to pose the questions here. So everyone, please be prepared for our last Q&A, sorry, Q session. So yeah, let's wait for the question here. Okay, the first question. What are hidden jobs? A, roles that companies don't actively promote due to high demand. B, jobs found only through networking or referrals. C, internships and contracts position. D, positions not publicly advertised. You can state your answers here, everybody. In another few seconds, the second questions will pop out. So everyone be prepared for the next question. Okay, the next question. What is most effective networking strategy? A, reach out only when you need something. B, attend every event and make as many contacts as possible. C, provide value, follow up, and maintain relationships. And D, focus on expanding LinkedIn connections without interactions. Hey, thank you guys. And the last question. How can a fresh graduate negotiate salary wisely? Compare only with peer salaries. Know market rates, show your value and explain potential impacts. C, focus on bonus and perks instead of base salary. D, start a very high demand and negotiate down. I don't have the same answer here. So give another few seconds before we close and wrap up for our quiz session. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining our quiz session as well. So we'll give some time for them to be prepared to conclude our winners, the top three winners. So before that, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Isha and for giving us a very beneficial talk regarding our HR and the insights and whatever that we are facing in this real world after when we fresh graduate. So I hope this session will be a very useful for each and everyone who attended today. And I hope that you guys learn something from here, that I know that it's a very short time and we have some technical issues and all that. I'm so sorry for that. And I hope that you guys took something from today's session and you didn't waste your 2 hours time with us. So I like appreciately, genuinely from deep down of my heart and from our team here, I'd like to thank Hisha for giving us a very beneficial talk. And I think it's not personally as for me as well, I really enjoyed your talk, and also it gave me a lot of eye-opening of what the real inside world in company, what they expect and all that. And also, I like each and every one of here to maybe virtually give an applause for Hisha. And also, you guys can put a text in the chat box mentioning that how was her talk and all that, so that she will feel encouraged with your feedback and all that. And also, I would just like to I want to tell you guys, if you want a second session with Hisha about more in detail on whatever you want, do give us a feedback and do drop your comments in the chat box so that we will come again with Hisha. I feel it's a very good talk that we can get her again, no matter how busy she is, so she can give us a talk and all that. So thank you, Hisha. I'll pass this session to our last member so that she can conclude with the awards and also do the closing. So yes. I have this second person is going to handle the prize giving e-certificate.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you so much for staying until the end of our section, preparing for the real world HR insight for graduating student. For For those who may not know me yet, my name is Anbersi Murugan, and I'm truly honored to be part of organizing this meaningful section for all of you. It's me great happiness to see so many graduating students taking the initiative to prepare yourself for the working world that already show your commitment to and growth mindset. Now we come to one of the most exciting part of today's program, our interactive choose winners. So the certificate are awarded in recognition of your outstanding performance, active participation, and quick think during the section. I'm going to announce the names now. So the first winner is Sweta Tyagarajan. The second winner is Dineshwari Tyagarajan. The third winner is Kartika. Congratulations once again to our top 3 winners. Your effort truly stand out. And of course, we deeply appreciate every single participant who joined us today. All attendants who register and stay for this session will receive a e-certificate participation because your present engagement and willingness to learn deserve recognition. E-certificate receipt information. All certificate, both special certificate for winners and participation certificate, will be sent via WhatsApp. Please make sure the phone number your registration with is correct number. Your WhatsApp is active. We will be begin sending our e-certificate shortly after the session. So kindly allow us some time to process the distribute them. If you do not receive your certificate within the standard time, please feel free to contact the organizing team. Once again, thank you for being of this section. We hope today's section has given you valuable insight, confidence, and strategy to step into the real working world successfully. Congratulations to our winners and thank you to everyone participating. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before we close up, I would like to take this opportunity again. Thank you, Isha, so much for your time and giving us this 2 hours talk. I know it's not easy for you to come, and I can see that it's very like how that you have brought giving us this talk, and have given us a very very open mind to know what is happening in the real world. So I hope, Misha, just another one help from you before you leave this platform. I hope you can put your phone number if anyone wants to contact or wants to know more in detail about your resume or work tips and advice. May you can contact Miss Isha, that she can help you into entering your workforce and all that. And also, before that, I'll pass this time to Ilya, that she will close this session. I'd like each and every one of you guys, if you can just take a 2-3 seconds to open your um, how to say camera, so that we can take the photo. Oh my God, I think Isha has left the platform. Oh, it's okay. Maybe you can each and every one of you can open. We will take a photo session now, so that it will be helpful for us as well. Yeah. If you feel very comfortable, you can open your camera just for a few seconds so that we can take a photo. Okay, Leah, I think you can screenshot first.
Right.
Okay, guys, can
Open,
pause.
can you open camera?
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. So yeah, I'll pass this time to Ilya.
Okay.